So all of you know that there are travel restrictions, no FSW draws are happening. People from India, Pakistan are not able to travel to Canada. Even they have expired COPR, there is no provision that they will be able to enter Canada. There are rumors going on as well whether express entry system is ending. So let's talk about some tricks by which you can get Canada PR via study permit. So if you're coming for the first time, do not forget to subscribe the channel because we keep on posting such kind of Canada immigration related videos. Let's continue with the video. So as I mentioned, no FSW draws are happening. People who already received ITA, they already have COPR, are not able to move to Canada. They are not able to travel to Canada. There are some restrictions due to this pandemic, and I think this will continue for 4 or 5 months until unless everyone gets vaccinated in Canada and the things get better in India. But at the same time, Canada is doing CC draws. They are sending ITS to people who are already there in Canada, mostly international students. They are doing PNP draws as well for the job market in different provinces, especially for international student, as I mentioned. So they announced some new programs for international student. They invited 90,000 candidates. So some amazing things are happening for international students who are already working or maybe not working in Canada. They are launching new programs about international students so that they can continue their journey to get Canadian PR. So considering all this, it is getting very difficult to get PR via express entry system because of these restrictions. But international students are still able to come to Canada if they have study permit and they are able to study in colleges here. And once they get graduation degree, they get work permit, they can apply for PR. So let's talk about all the tricks via which you can get Canadian PR with the help of study permit.
Even though study permits are the easiest way to get Canadian PR, but still people don't prefer it because it is very costly and it is time consuming as well. Generally, you will have to apply for 2 years or 4 years program for a study permit. So people don't prefer that and they normally go for regular express entry path. But just to clarify, you don't necessarily have to go for 2 years or 4 years program for studies. The good news is you don't necessarily have to apply for a 2 years or 4 years program. You can even go for a 1 year program and apply for work permit after that.
Now, as we mentioned, 2 year, 4 year program will be very costly, whereas the 1 year program will be cheap comparatively and it will reduce your journey to get Canadian PR. So once you complete your 1 year study permit, you can get 1 year work permit. During that work permit, if you can work for a Canadian company, you will get Canadian experience of 1 year. After that, you can apply for Canadian PR. This will boost your CRS score because you have 1 year of Canadian experience. Plus, considering all these situations, there are so many CC draws are happening. There are new programs coming for international students. So there are chances that your file can get picked on a lesser CRS score as well if you are applying via study permit.
Apart from Canadian work experience, you will also get points for studying in a Canadian university. So that's again a plus point.
Yeah, that will also boost your CRS score. So as we mentioned, you get 1 year of post-graduation work permit in 1 year course, and in 2 year and 4 year, you get 2 years of work permit. That's why most of the students apply for a 2 year course or 4 year course and not 1 year course. You have to be very strategic about it because you get the work permit for 1 year only once. So when you are very close to your interview or you are very sure that you will get some job opportunity, you get 90 days to apply for your post-graduation work permit. And then once you are through the interview, you get the offer, you can get your work permit for 1 year. So think about it. It is an easy option, but you have to be very strategic about it. You have to plan it very well.
Second option, if you are married or about to get married, so you have a better chance of getting a PR. How? So your spouse can actually apply for an open work permit and they can travel with you in Canada and they can work here full time.
Yeah.
So when you are studying and doing a part-time job, your spouse can actually work full time. How will that help? That will really help you financially because your spouse will be full time, so they will be earning more and that will eventually help you settle down in Canada. Plus, you will be also able to work 20 hours per week along with your studies, so you can also contribute to the family income.
Now, how will this help to get Canadian PR? As we mentioned that your spouse will be working for 1 year on an open work permit. Once your spouse completes 1 year of Canadian experience, she or he can apply for a Canadian PR with Canadian work experience. Obviously, for both of you, the CRS will boost up because you have Canadian experience. Plus, you have Canadian education as well. So eventually, once you complete your study, once your spouse has 1 year of experience, your chances of getting Canadian PR will boost up. Before we move to third trick, let me introduce you to Yocket. Yocket is a one-stop solution if you're planning to study abroad. Doesn't matter if you're planning to study in Canada. As we mentioned that it will ease out your process of getting Canadian PR. So if you're planning to come to Canada on a study permit, do check their services. And not even in Canada, if you're planning to go to US for study, if you're planning to go to UK, New Zealand, you will find all the services at one place. They will help you to shortlist the universities. They will be able to guide you, mentor you before even you apply for a particular university. So they have an online community of so many international students who are studying abroad in US, Canada. You will be able to interact with them and can get some consultation from Yocket experts as well. So do check out their services. Link is down below and you will get some amazing discounts as well.
Third trick, when you apply for this 1-year study permit, make sure to do proper research because you have to go to a province or maybe a city where your future job will be in demand. So you will just get one opportunity, so don't miss it. Do a proper research and then only go to that province. So there could be some programs like AIPP or some Atlantic programs where your job will be in demand. So don't just stick to big locations like Toronto or Vancouver or maybe any big city. Just explore all of Canada and then based on that, decide where you want to go for your studies.
As we mentioned that you have to be very strategic about it because you're getting only one chance after 1 year work permit. It doesn't matter that you have to move to Toronto. But if you are in IT roles, you will get IT specific jobs in Toronto, Vancouver, in big cities only. So you don't want to move to, let's say, Winnipeg or other cities where you might not have a lot of IT jobs just because you are getting a cheap course or maybe very economical diploma in some colleges. But in those provinces, you might not get IT jobs after finishing your study. So that is why we are again and again saying that you have to be very strategic about it. Plus, if you're coming with your spouse, so we told you that if you are on study permit, your spouse can work. But if you're moving to a city where she will not be able to find a job very easily, then it's a waste of money, waste of time. You might not get Canadian PR because she might or he might not have 1 year of Canadian experience. So that is why it is an easy process, but you have to think it through. You have to be very strategic about it, do a lot of planning. And again, you can take help of Yocket experts. Link is down below. They will be able to guide you what courses, university location will be suitable for your goals.
Fourth point, as we said that you have to be really strategic about where to apply, what course to go for. So one recommendation here is that always pick a course which will be relevant to your future job. That will increase your chances of getting hired. And you know, there are a lot of people applying for study permit as well. So you have to stand out. So the best way is always be aligned in your studies and your job so that in future it will help you get hired and get PR.
And as we mentioned, location also plays a very important role. If you think that everyone is moving to Toronto and you have chances that you can move to another province where there are some jobs which are in demand for your skill sets, so move there. Like that will work in your favor. So planning will make you successful if you are planning to get Canadian PR via study permit, because you are spending a lot of money as compared to express entry system. So do your due diligence, a lot of planning before applying for study permit. And going forward, I think a lot of people will start applying for study permit because FSW draws are not happening for 5-6 months. You know, the situation is not good in India, Pakistan, travel bans are there. You don't know what will happen in future. In Canada as well, people are getting vaccinated, but still there are lockdowns going on. So even for international students, there were discussions going on to ban the international student travel as well. So till the time it is open, there will be a lot of people who will apply for study permit, maybe for 1 year or 2 year study permit, because this is the easiest way to get Canadian PR. Plus, Canadian government launching so many programs for international students. CEC cutoff is also dropping. So everything is working in favor of international students. That is why, one of the biggest reason why so many people will start applying for study permit. So do a lot of planning. So if you like the video, press the like button, comment down below if we will be able to answer your question, we will do that. Also, you can join the Facebook group if you have any questions. Do not forget to utilize Yocket. You can get in touch with them, get some consultation, and maybe you will be able to get 1 year study permit, maybe in Canada, US, wherever you would like. So till next time,
Stay safe
and stick around.